All right, so it's 3:57. We're going to dig into Stata for the first time and use it. We're not really doing statistics today. What we're doing more is just looking at data. As you can see right now, I just opened up Stata. It's completely blank. There's no variables loaded. And if I were to put in a command of some kind, Stata would just be really confused. It doesn't know what data it's supposed to use. There's two ways to tell it which DTA file to use. The first way is to put the command use, and then in quotation marks, the file path of my DTA file in this command box. I hit enter, and now you can see it pops up here, and all of these variables just loaded. So now, if I gave that same command, it's telling me the highest year of school completed by each respondent. So now it can actually respond to commands. The other way to open your DTA file, which is probably a lot easier, is to go to Open, navigate to where your file is, choose it, hit Open, and you'll see it puts the exact same command here. So it's exactly the same as if I were to type it out. And it's probably a lot easier for you to do that. The second command we're covering in this video is tabulate. So I'm going to put in a command tabulate, and then a variable I looked up in the last video for sexual orientation. It kind of looks like sex ornt. And that is showing us the number of people total who answered this question, 2,305, and then how many people gave each answer. So almost 2,200 people are straight, 45 people gay, 65 people are bi, and then it's giving us the percentages. How many people gave each answer. You can see together this accounts for 100%, and I think usually cumulative might not be that helpful, but in this case it's showing us 1.95% said they're gay, another 2.82% said they are bi, and together that is 4.77% of people who said they're not straight. So that is kind of useful. A different way to do the same thing is instead of tabulate, if I type in tab. It's short for tabulate. It gives me exactly the same information. But you'll remember I had a hypothesis which was not really based on any data I've looked at or any academic literature I've read. It's just my real-world experience. That's all anecdotal, so I'm guessing. But I'm guessing if somebody was in a religion that didn't accept gay people, they might not come out, or they might come out and then leave that religion. And if they already knew they were gay and they were a different religion and they were looking to, find a new church or a new faith, they're probably not going to pick one that says it's wrong to be gay. Just guessing. So I'm hypothesizing that I'm kind of packing a lot of assumptions into this hypothesis, but I'm assuming that more fundamentalist religions are more likely to be against being gay, and I'm assuming that gay people therefore will be less likely to take part in fundamentalist religions. So I have these two variables. I just put in tab with two variables, sexual orientation, same one as before, and this one fund. How fundamentalist is R currently? And that's R as respondent. And currently, so not the religion you were raised in, but the religion you are in right now. And you can see that only 5 people said, I'm gay and I'm in a fundamentalist religion. 16 said they're currently moderate. 21 said they're liberal. Another kind of interesting thing is over here. 45 people total said they're gay. 42 people answered this question. So maybe the other 3 didn't answer. Maybe they don't have a religion. I don't know. The same thing with bi folks. You can see there's 5 fewer answers. And straight folks, there's 90 fewer. 2195 versus 2105. So Stata's just not showing us anybody who didn't answer either of these questions. They're just giving us the people who did give answers. So this is interesting, but it is not really as useful as if it gave us percentages of what percent of people gave each answer. So here's one way to do that. I'm typing in the exact same thing I just did, comma, row. Just like before, sexual orientation goes down the side, fundamentalism goes across the top, and you can see the frequency, the number of people who gave each answer. But now you can also see the percent, and it's breaking it down across as a row. So out of 100% of gay people, 50% were liberal religions, 38% were moderate, 11.9% were fundamentalist. There's a different way you can look at this data. If I say tab, I put in the exact same two variables, and instead of row, I say column. I just put col. Now it's going to tabulate it in a column. So now it's showing out of 100% of fundamentalists, 96.48% are straight. Out of moderates, a little bit less, 96.16% are straight. And out of people in a liberal religion, it's only 93.64%. So this isn't really the same as doing statistical analysis because we don't know the probability that the sample we have is representative of the entire population. But for the sample we have, we can see that my hypothesis, at least initially, kind of checks out. But as religions get a little more liberal, you start to see more gay folks, or higher percentages rather. And in the most liberal religions, you do have the highest percentage of queer people overall. So that is almost everything I wanted to show you. There was one other thing I wanted to show you. Let's say I really like this data, but I find it kind of distracting to see just the raw number of how many people gave each answer. I am only interested in the percentages. In that case, I can add no frequency, no FREQ at the end here. And now it's showing me just those percentages. So out of 100% of fundamentalists, 96.48% are identified as straight, same as you saw here, but we're just not seeing that 521 people gave that answer. One last command before we finish up this video, and you'll probably be scratching your head at why is this even useful, but bear with me for a moment. If I put in tabulate sexual orientation, comma, no label, now instead of showing me gay, bi, straight, now it's giving me 1, 2, 3. Behind the scenes, Stata has every answer coded as a number. So gay is coded as 1, bisexual is coded as 2, straight is coded as 3. And you can see these numbers, they're in the code book. If you just look there, it'll show you. But let's say you're playing around in Stata and you don't want to go back into the code book to check. You can put in no label, it will show it to you. The only kind of tricky thing here is since it's literally showing you no label, it's not showing you what corresponds to what. The only reason I know is because I've got it right in front of me, and I can type in the same command with labels and I can see 45 people said that they're gay, 45 people gave response number 1, 65 people said they're bi, 65 people said response number 2, and so forth. So I can tell which label means what because of that. It's probably a lot more user-friendly to just go check your code book, and the code book will tell you straight up, and while you're looking at it, which answer codes to what number. So that is it for our first look into Stata and how to use Stata. And just to reiterate, right now we're just kind of looking at the data. We're not doing statistics, really. It should be pretty straightforward and easy, and I will meet you in the next video with a few more commands that we could play around with.